Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I am a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on December 13th, 2023 at approximately, good question, 4:23 p.m. PST. Now, I've returned to this world for one primary purpose, and that is to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. Now, I build myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my own life, and the philosophies of life I talk about are the same philosophies I personally guide my day-to-day life by. I know these tools will work for you because not only do I use them, but literally thousands of other people have been handed them. Thousands of clients and friends over the years, all to varying degrees of success, depending entirely on their own personal efforts. Same applies for you. Now, before I get into anything here, I'm looking at a topic I keep getting asked. What does the future hold? And Emmy Tonga, how you doing? Glad you could join us. And you are in with the goal today. Stressed, but I got a few things sorted around. Just, between the computer, the government, and family issues, my stress level went completely off track. Joe Stewart, you are in with the silver. How you doing? Glad you could join us. Striving to get back onto a regular run, aside from, of course, Thursdays. I'm just plain not going to be doing a stream because that's my gaming day. But no, between everything going on, it got, to say the least, a bit problematic. But where do I have it? Oh, that stack of clothes behind me is not actually mine. That's my son's. It was just, he was out and we had to put it somewhere. But I've got one little question for you, and I'll repeat this throughout the night. Okay, now I'm looking at what does the future hold? Well, here's the kicker of a question. What does the future hold as far as what are you going to do to co-create a future that is so much better for you than what you've had? And we're not talking about, ignore the past, it doesn't matter. Football Cat, you are in with honorable, and no, you're in with the bronze today. This is even better. We are not talking about ignoring the past. We are talking about what are you doing with the present to make the future into something you enjoy. Okay, we're going to do this one step at a time. But the future itself, is not written. Okay. The future is not written. The past is written. Your present, you're in the middle of making up as you go along. Sometimes, in case you hadn't noticed, that can be a little bit convoluted. Now let's try and get things organized here, and that's empty. This is why I end up with 3 and 4 coffee cups. I forget where I put one coffee cup and go and get another one. So we take this one and pop it over here so it'll go out with me when I go. That's not a coffee cup, by the way, guys. I just came through the door. I was actually just going to sit down and grab a quick snack and then realized what time it was. So I went, no, I'm going to go do the stream first. I'll deal with the snack after. So, ouch, that hurt. So, let's take a look at what the future is going to hold. We don't want that. What is it that's going to make your future better than your past has been? And we're going to start that right now. We're not going to wait. We're not going to wait until the end of the stream. We're going to get started on it now. So let me ask you this. Are you content with the way your life is right now? We are saying the 13th of December. You've only got 2 weeks left to tie this year off, to tie 2023 off. So I'm not going back to rehash all the things that have gone south, or for that matter, all the things that have gone north. But we are going to look at how to make things change. Joe goes, I'm relying on sleeping pills to get to bed tonight because I just can't do it on my own. And, much as I don't, much as I certainly don't believe myself, I don't work with the word can't. I do understand the issue of not being able to get to sleep for the moment. So let me ask you this, Joe. If there was one thing that you could correct in 2024, if there were one thing in your life that you would like to get change, okay, what would it be? I'm going to see if I've got stuff sitting around here because I've been building on mine. There we are. Like I said, I came to the conclusion that just talking about it and saying, this is what I've done, this is what I've gone through. Where are we here? Yeah, that's pretty much what that boils down to, football. I got a buddy whose birds do the same thing. Mine just like to show, my squirrel just likes to show what he's going through. Well, then consolation, I mean, that one I can relate to. Problem for me is even if I go to sleep, it doesn't shut the brain down. And I wake up with the same thoughts going through my head all over again. Needless to say, it can get a little bit overwhelming on occasion. Leave that over there. Yes, I'm puttering around while I'm doing it, but that's because something finally clicked into place. Well, we could take a look at that sort of tongue-in-cheek, Joe, and go, well, take a look in the mirror. You'll find somebody that'll never leave you. But, challenge for you, Joe. If you haven't already done it, take a sheet of paper or a computer. It doesn't matter. I'd recommend a sheet of paper. Write down what you see as the perfect partner. And, this idea of, I'm being too picky. Understand, when I did mine, and this is why I've got my partner today. When I did mine, first and foremost, you got to remember that you're not looking at somebody to just have a fling with. You're looking at somebody to spend the rest of your life with. When you're writing it down, be absolutely picky. I listed off 50 things on my list. Okay, I thought I was being picky, and then I saw the one, somebody put 100. But when I did my 50, I even wrote down that they have to like the types of shows that I do. Didn't care if they liked other ones, but they'd have to enjoy the type I enjoy. Okay. Didn't care what they were writing, what they were reading, as long as they didn't complain about what I was dealing with. But be picky. Put it on paper. Okay. Once you've got it written, fold it up or leave it flat, doesn't matter. Put it out of sight. You don't have to ever show anybody. Okay. That simple act of writing it down will draw the energy to you, and it will open the door for you to actually have that extra little pull. Now, I have noticed Nathan has walked into the room. So let us do the normal thing, shall we? And we will go here, and we will go, where is Nathan's show? Here is Nathan's show. We do that, and we pop that down here. So, give Nathan a listen. If you like what he has to say, give him a thumbs up, and do subscribe to the channel and share the daylights out of the thing. because it's going to be this act of sharing these connections with each other that actually makes this world work. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, delivery problems do happen. There's no question there. Okay. And I do feel for you there. I do feel for you there, football. But hopefully things will get balanced out. Now, you do that, Nathan, or you do that, Joe. I'm not guaranteeing that things will work, but it does stack the deck in your favor. And Steve Knox is in, as well as Jenny Whitebear has just come through the door. And I gotta go back up here because we had Emmy with the gold, Joe with the silver, football came in with the bronze, and then slide down, and we have Nathan came in with the honorable mention. So, what does the future hold? What are you looking at? Now, I'm starting to put together a list. Told you, and like I said, I strongly encourage you to do this. Okay, right now, and I'm making certain you keep them, think, then speak. Last year, I made a list of some pretty aggressive ideas. Didn't work out. Okay, so this year, I'm keeping them to a smaller setup. For instance, and these are not in the order that I'm necessarily dealing with them. Okay, but two of the things that I've got listed. Now, I've been mentioning to you, let's see, the Bible. I'm not going to finish it this year. Not going to happen. I'm going to keep reading it. But this one, which is by Christopher Tolkien, this book is getting finished. This is what I mean by small projects. Okay, that's on my list of things to get finished. And of course, the first book of a series of, I think, 16 encyclopedias. I'm going to finish this one this year. There's two of my goals. Now, and we've already heard Joe desires to not be single. Now, do understand, Joe, something very important when you're looking at not. Whoa. Oh, nice. Joe's just going. I haven't had beer in 3 days. I usually depend on that to get to sleep. But I do not get severe withdrawals from not drinking for a few days. This is good. Okay. And if you're looking at the drinking, if you slap yourself in the back and stop stuttering. But the question you gotta ask yourself is, do you see your drinking as a problem? Okay, as in, are you treating people poorly because you're drinking, or are you avoiding bills that you should be paying because your drink is coming first? That's where it becomes a question. Okay, not whether you have a beer. The beer itself isn't really the issue. That's an excellent idea there, Emmy. Regarding the toaster being dropped off at the wrong address. And I mean, the reality of it is that I think it's football. Yeah, football didn't get it. But communication is the real kicker. Now, let me ask you this, okay? And this is to any one of you. Okay, I will get to more of mine as far as the example goes. But the future is set up this way. Number one, it is not written. Okay, now let's eliminate a couple of things that aren't going to happen. God by any name is not coming down here to straighten this fiasco out. He gave you all free will, free choice. He didn't give you freedom from consequence. So it's up to you, not God, not the aliens, not the elite, not the spiritual guides. It's up to you to start changing the way your life is running. You know, with that missing, with that piece of information missing there, football, personally, I'd be phoning up the company you bought it from and saying, hey, the post office told me they delivered it to the wrong address. They didn't tell me where it is. Send me another one. If they're a decent company, they'll send you another one. Now, okay, that was two of the ones I've gotten. I'll probably add some more. My third one is to get, obviously, and this one is the one I'm hoping we can get all of you on the track for. Okay, or we can change the linguistics on a bit and go all y'all, which I don't speak that way. Okay, but it's to become debt free all over again. Now, on that note, I did go to the doctor today. She's getting things straight set up so I can actually get on a stable income. You know, the government has completely screwed it up, but what the heck? At least my doctor is actually doing something about it. And I've had her now for at least 30 years, but she's retiring. You know, it was funny when I went in to talk to her. She goes, I haven't seen you in a while. What's it been? 2 years? I looked at her and I says, how about 4? Yeah, it's not like I see the doctor a lot. Yeah, can't see a damn thing right now. Oh, post office number. Oh, I agree. This is why I said phone. This is why I said phone the company you bought it from and blame the post office for it. It was their mistake. Okay, but I absolutely agree with you. Getting the post office to admit to their mistake, you might as well try pulling teeth from an active alligator. That'd be easier. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. Okay. And since I can't see, I'll go and deal with it this way. No, I came to the conclusion that trying to get a corporation to take responsibility for their own actions is not exactly the functional way of doing things. Doesn't seem to work that well. I do think I'm going to have to. Well, last time I got my eyes checked was in 2019, right after my stroke. So I think it's time to go down. I think I'll set up an appointment while I'm down at the lab on Friday. Okay, where am I here? Robert White, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Oh, that's excellent, Robert. Now, I hope that they're setting you up they're just setting you up with a standard leg to walk with. Nothing spectacular with it, eh? Like they're not putting, for instance, they're not putting mountain climbing cleats on it for you. Although that could be entertaining. I'm fully expecting to run into some minor snags there, but my doctor did ask me to go in, and now bear in mind she retires on the 31st. So she says I've ordered some. I want to order some blood work and some and a stool sample to see if you got anything. I said, look, if I'm dying, I really don't care. She goes, no. And bear in mind, my eldest son was sitting in the room with me. She goes, no, but if you're dealing with colon cancer, it is treatable if we find it. So I am paying more attention to my health. That much is for certain. But the doctor did ask me, she goes, if I give you this blood work, are you going to, can you please try and get it done before I retire? And she goes, I'm retiring in January 31st. I said, yeah, I'll go down this week and get it done. So I will get that done. And essentially, I'll let you guys know whether or not I'm dying. If I don't show up, I died and didn't get back to this and back to the stream. Oh, that's why I'm looking at this going, why am I getting movement on my desk? Well, it's because I've got a lit computer and a glass tabletop. That might explain the movement. Now, those are just a couple of the goals I've got sorted out. And of course, the other one, I do intend on buying a new TV and a complete new computer system. Computer system being so I still have the two monitors, an external mic, an external camera, okay, and of course the laptop itself. Now, the other thing that I set in motion here, where are we? That's all that stuff. Oh, I am starting off getting the clutter out of this room. Okay, last year I said I was going to clear all the clutter out of the house. Not going to happen. I'm not making it that big. I'm starting off with simply one room. Somewhere in this mess, which is what I'm actually working on straightening out, is the information I require for making certain I get everything done. Now, the future itself boils down to this. Whatever's going on, you can continue, if you choose to, watch the news, listen to which war is taking place, which country is falling apart, which group of people are harassing who. You can look at all the negatives if you'd like. Okay, to me, this does not make functional sense. If you're already having trouble dealing with life, bombarding yourself voluntarily with news about what's going wrong in the world, you can absolutely do. It just doesn't make sense, at least not to me. So, with that in mind, I am doing my best to get back on track here. Okay, when I was with the doctor, she's getting things started on Friday. Her assistant is going to help me get the paperwork in place and thereby putting finances in my house. Okay, kind of a necessary thing to avoid actually having a total nervous breakdown. And yes, what you have seen over the last couple of weeks is the leading edge of something I really don't want to go through. But thanks so much to your guys' assistance, that's not the way things have been going. Where are we? Okay. Let me just take a peek because we're going to book that right now there. Yeah, I know, Amy. But then I grew up and I lived a long time in the Dark Ages. We'll get to that in a minute. But Joe, let me see here. Because I don't want to leave it too long or we're in for an interesting situation. Get that stuff out of my way. Don't mind me. Just about to fall over because leg decided to go somewhere else. Okay. Dealt with that. Okay. I'm going to break protocol altogether because I'm allowed. Joe, I'm going to do this a little backwards. Aside from Thursday of next week, which day do you want to tangle with it? I'm going to set this one in motion on your request. Just that simple. Okay. This way it works to your schedule. You can be there. Hopefully that's not a bad idea in your eyes. Yeah. I mean, looking at the fact I've got more of a sense of humor, absolutely. But you got to remember, number one, I spent time. One of the memories I remember very well, one of the past lives I remember very well, was during the Spanish Inquisition. I was an inquisitor. My best friend today he was an engineer back in the same lifetime. We got along great then too. Okay. Then the next one that was really important, okay, not necessarily in that order, was the Dark Ages, or was the Black Plague, the Black Death. Had a riot, lost a lot of people around me, but developed a bit of a sick sense of humor over the years. And then, of course, last lifetime wasn't exactly a walk in the park. I was a very violent individual. Now, on the plus side, yes, I've got the negative side. I've got a morbid sense of humor. The plus side, I don't mind other people having a more upbeat sense of humor. When I was growing up, I didn't have a sense of humor at all. Where are we here? Oh, that's fantastic there, football. Yeah, football's just let us know. Target is sending her another toaster, is sending football another toaster now. This is fabulous. And I have a lot of negative things to say about corporations on the whole, but this one I will give a tip of the hat to Target. Okay, for stepping up and taking that problem and dealing with it. This is excellent in my eyes. Now, in all fairness, we had a Target up here for a little while. I never went to the thing, but then I don't go to most stores. It folded for one reason or another. But when we look at the future, when we look at what does the future hold, well, here's the downside, and this is the only part of the program that I'm going to bother with on a down run. On a down run. Okay, the downside that I'm just going to point out. If we do not, as a society, start to turn this around, okay, Canada, the United States, Russia clearly, and China are all heading for a civil war. These can be stopped. And quite frankly, the energy in this room can absolutely start that from happening. Because this room, this chat room that we are currently in, is a microcosm of the world out there. Okay. Now, you can continue looking at the newscaster saying, "Oh, we've got war all over the world. We've got food shortages. We've got land shortages." And you can find that individual somewhere out there that goes, "Oh no, we have a gravity shortage. We're running out of gravity." Okay. I'm still working on how you can possibly run out of gravity, but what the heck? You know, so from that standpoint, okay. Oh, it's the 13th. This is not, well, it is good, but that's the box I'm looking for. The box, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, that goes on my list for tonight. We really are down to the wire here. But Joe, where are we here? Joe goes, I can just imagine all of us at a Christmas party just saying, you can spot me. You can spot me easy. I'd be the one laughing uncontrollably for no reason. Well, hate to pop your bubble, but there's always a reason for laughing. Okay, of course, my brother was the one that told me, and you think I've got a morbid sense of humor. My brother told me a poem when I was just a wee lad. He goes, "Don't ever laugh when a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They'll wrap you up in a dirty old sheet and throw you down about 60 feet. And the worms crawl in and the worms crawl out, and the ants play piccolo on your snout." Okay, so don't ever laugh when a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. I'm not the only one in the family that had a twisted sense of humor. Okay, Big J, how you doing? Glad you could join us. I think that's a fabulous idea. As a matter of fact, their football kind of overlook it in all fairness, but I do like your idea. Football is just going, the regular postal carrier wasn't working on Saturday. We always give them money for Christmas for doing a great job. The reality is, Emmy, I have no idea who wrote that poem. It was not me. Okay, I've got a couple that are twisted, but not that one. Okay, it just kind of came to mind. But where are we here? Now, what came to mind, and I know many of you, a lot of people don't do this. I do. But I'm going to get tonight, between tonight and tomorrow, because tomorrow I just cleared my deck. Yeah, I cleared my schedule, my appointments. So tomorrow I'm going to make certain I get all of the majority of Christmas cards done up. So I can write them out, and we've got a neat little box in the apartment here in the apartment complex. I just pop them into the apartment complex and they'll be gone into the box. Oh yeah. Um, and Joe, I haven't seen a response yet, and I don't know if you missed it or what the story is there, but I'm going to ask you again. Okay, what day next week, like this coming week, aside from Thursday, would you like to cover the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future? Okay, that choice is literally up to you. But the way the future is right now, where are we here? Yeah. As the future is right now, we've got a heck of a mess. Okay. And it is something that we do have the ability to change. I keep wanting to go, okay, everybody, let's see a show of hands if you believe we can actually change the way the future is unfolding, in spite of what the powers that be, if you will, are, in spite of what they're doing, in spite of what the so-called religious guides are doing, the leaders of your church, your temple, your coven, don't care if it's the leader of your cult. If they're telling you the world is absolutely black with no hope for a future, politely put, okay, I'm going to crack this door open and hopefully that'll help. I don't think so. I'll be right back, guys. Just got a word. Just letting you know. Okay. That was just, I'm leaving the door open. Hopefully that'll help with signal carrier. I have no idea if it will. Now, what do we got here? Oh, okay. Joe's going the Friday after next Thursday. Okay. And there we have it. Find a little pen. Does that weird thing. You put it on the paper and it makes marks. So, this week, Friday after next Thursday. That's actually cutting it real nice and close. Friday after next Thursday, and you did say next. So just to be clear, okay, the Friday after next Thursday would put it actually Friday the 22nd. That's what you were aiming at there, Joe? Because the other option would be the Friday after this Thursday. So before I write in, I'll wait for your response. In the meantime, now what would you do, Emmy? Oh, there we go. 22nd it is. Okay. So, 22nd, we will deal with the ghosts of Christmas. And now you know when it is, Joe. So, the only thing that I will let stop that, and it's not technically a question of letting it. If I have a heart attack or I end up dead, you're pretty much hooked. I won't be doing it. If I'm dead, I'm not doing the show. Just get over it. Jenny, there is no question it can be done, but it is going to require work. Okay, one of the goals that I've got now, I was aiming for, again, I set the goal way too high for this year. Okay, I set a lot of things way too high. However, so let us add to our list of the things we're aiming at. Whoop. That did not belong there. Okay. Christmas cards done. Okay. Adding to my list of things to do is clear the junk from the office. Now, here's the neat thing about clearing all this junk out. I've already got a rudimentary floor plan drawn out that shows everything in the office so that I can get rid of it and check it off as I go along. Okay, clear office of junk. But now we get into that other neat one. And understand, when I start looking at subscribers, at membership, that sort of thing. Okay, when I look at that, I look at it this way. We've got 578 or 579. Can't read them. We have 578 right now. I am going to see what I can do I'm going to go back over things, do what I can to figure out how to do it. And we are going to target, and just because I made the mistake before, okay, we're going to start off not by targeting 600. I'm going to start off a little higher than that. Okay. And we're going to start by targeting, because it's a question of doing it right. But let's aim for, let me ask you guys, in your opinion, as far as subscribers go, in your eyes, which is a reasonable option? Now, I can set it at 600, and we're pretty much guaranteed to make it at this point. But think what we'll do. And that was where I was thinking. I was debating cutting it back, but Cowie, I do agree with you. And by the way, Cowie, welcome aboard. Glad you could join us. I trust today has been going well for you. So let us go with 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, I'm going to be laying out things to change the way my life has been going, the way I figure it. If I'm going to tell you this works, it only stands to reason I should be living it and keep you posted on what is working. And like I said, the one thing I'm not putting on the list is which books are coming out when. I'm done with going, oh, let's get it done. Because, quite frankly, I've made that mistake often enough. But I am going to be breaking things down in very specific order between now and January 1st. So that, like I've said, get 12 things on your list to completely redo, to complete 12 projects. Maybe they're projects that you started years ago. Maybe it's a goal that you've thought about and just never acted on. Okay. So, these are things that I'm going to push. Some are going to be child's play to finish. Okay. But it's an even mix of what you're looking for. Medium, long, and short, medium, and long range goals. But again, any goal you set it up with a 15-minute to half-hour task line so that you break it down into smaller sections. Okay. To clear this apart, this office out, I've broken it down to shelf by shelf. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Joe. I get a staggering number of emails from people, and I'd love to put a stop to it, but I get emails from all these strange people going, "Oh, we've seen your show, and it's got great. We've seen your stream. It's got great content, but it's not tracking well." All of them are going, "Give us money, we'll make it happen." Well, here's the blunt truth of it. That's not happening. Okay. I have turned to Yellow Pages, to 411, and to RankWorks. These people are on the line. These are where my advertising money is going. Okay, I will be posting as money permits. I will be doing other advertising as well, as in, Facebook ads and that sort of thing, as I figure out how they work. But the reality is, I keep getting these people going, "Oh, we'd love to help and we can do it for X number of dollars." It's like, I'm not interested in what people can do it for X number of dollars. I've been shafted long enough. Now, you guys have been a phenomenal boon for me. Well, thank you very much there, Joe. I am taking the newsletter itself. I mentioned this the other day. Okay, today's the 13th. I'm having, because I blew the computer and the printer apart, I'm having to go, okay, we're not doing a physical newsletter anymore. Not until I get the new system. Then we'll probably go back to it. But for the moment, we are just going to have to go with the email version. But that said, it is still absolutely free. Okay, but some of the articles I've been writing are being combined into different books. Okay, and I am going to continue down that road. Now, much as I've got complications that I'm dealing with, I've mentioned to you guys that I am going to open a school. All of these things are going to happen. It's just a question of how I'm going to make it occur. Because clearly the people that have said they're going to help, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about the so-called professional companies. have proven without a shadow of a doubt that's not happening. Now, the future, okay, what we do with the future is entirely up to us. Now, what do I got here? Now, I've got 1, 2, 3, and like I said, this is the list I've got for the projects I'm working on for the end of next year, for the end of 24. Now, I recommend 12. Okay, 12 being the number of ultimate wisdom. I have right now 8 on 8. 1, 2, 3. I have 8 on my list right now. So I'm just looking at 4 others. Okay, I'm looking at 4 more projects to get dealt with. One of which is going to be, and I don't know how to put it because I have no idea where I'm going with it. And this is where you guys are actually really handy. Okay, is because I'm not going to change my outlook on life, but it is time to upgrade my wardrobe. Okay, what I did, there's only 2 things I won't be doing. I'm open to, and well, there's a few. Number 1, I'm certainly not going to take to wearing a tie. Okay, unfortunately, they remind me way too much of a noose. Okay, I won't wear long sleeve shirts because frankly, I can't find ones that feel right. Besides that, I'm quite content with this side of it. That said, okay, I'm also not going to start wearing dresses and kilts and that sort of thing. It's just not going to happen. Okay, I've got no problem with people that desire to wear them, but am I going to? No. I do think I need to get a bigger coffee cup though. But get your list together. Now, a lot of people have told me, a goal, a New Year's goal list doesn't work. A New Year's goal list doesn't work if you don't do anything with it. Okay, and this is why I said, that's one heck of an accent. Don't know whose that was. Oh, secondhand stores do. But I'm gonna be fussy on this one. Okay. I'm going to be going and buying actually a new wardrobe. Okay, this much I know. Now, am I going to end up getting my hair cut? Certainly. Are these being removed? Sorry, you're stuck with them. Told my other half the same thing. I will shave on a regular basis this part of my face. The sideburns, they're staying. Okay. Now, one of the things I have come to the conclusion of, because I do agree with you, football, secondhand stores, and there's nothing wrong with secondhand clothing. Nothing at all. Okay, I grew up on the stuff. Of course, in my case, I grew up in a family of 6, well, realistically, there were 8 of us. Okay, ranging from, let's say, well, ranging there was a 10-year span, a 10-year span between the eldest and the youngest, with 8 kids with 8 kids total. The reason I don't go to flea markets is because I can't deal with the crowds. Flea markets are a good place, don't get me wrong, but I can't deal with the crowds. As far as yard sales, I will keep an eye open on them to see if the stuff I require. But that being said, for me, where I get it, I'm not overly fussy about, but I am planning on upgrading my wardrobe. Celeste, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Oh, you're the one that's been mentioning that. Yeah, you can find some remarkable finds. Speaking of which, one of the remarkable finds I am going to be dealing with is these guys here. These 4 boxes. They are all old comics. Okay, when I'm talking old, I'm talking I quit buying comics back in the mid 80s. Okay, so we are talking about comics Oh, Joe, the answer to that is absolutely. I literally told her, I get you across the border. I'm asking you to marry me. I am not going to ask you over Skype or anything like that. Okay. Um, but I told her I am going to ask you to marry me. Right. And we've already discussed it and she has said, well, thus far she said yes. But I will tell you, the last couple of weeks has been really hard on her because let's face it, when you're having the troubles I was, it becomes a problem. And Celeste goes, we need more comic shops and comic book shops in the world. Absolutely. And we need more, we require more creativity. I mean, real creativity. Okay. Once I start pulling the books out and I'll be starting the comics out and I'll be starting there, I will be starting to set them up for sale. And here's an offer I'm going to make. Okay, and I have no idea what the prices are. I'll be looking at them to see. But I will set up what I'm aiming for them. And I will tell you this. I will announce them as I get bundles of them put together. They are all, once I bought them, I put them in plastic sleeves with a cardboard backing. And they've been sitting in a box in the dark for 40 years now. I'm at a point where I'm selling them. Okay. And with that in mind, as I pull them out and go, I'm putting them up for grabs. I will put a price on the thing, and you guys will end up being the first people to find out about it. Okay, meaning you'll get first dibs before I start putting them on the market. But I will put the price on it. It will not be a negotiable. It will be, this is what I'm asking. And that's where it'll end. The first one that reaches out with that price is the one that gets them. Now, they may be worth more than what I'm selling. I don't know. But I will sell them at a price I feel is functional. Okay, just something to be aware of. If you're a comic collector, I will tell you this. I know years ago, and I haven't looked up the prices at all, but I do have, there was a 4-part, I know somewhere in that mess, there was a 4-part miniseries about Wolverine. I've got all 4. Now, about 10 years ago, I think number 1, and these are in, I don't know if they're classified as mint or in near mint condition. I really don't know. I do know that about 10, 15 years ago, which was the last time I checked, Wolverine number 1 of the 4-part miniseries was listed at $450. So some of the comics will be large. Okay. But the thing is, I'll be selling them. I won't be selling just one comic. It'll be a question of, here's the block I've got. But you guys will end up with Yeah, there is, Steve. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't looked for it. I know there's a price guide for it. I'm going to have to find a current price guide. Okay. And like I said, it will just simply be, oh, there you go. Emmy's going, I still have all of my comics. They were always the horror ones. My mom bought me any book I wanted because I was the best reader of my siblings. Well, my eldest brother, okay, who passed away a couple of years ago, he used to read a full-size novel, one a day, and he kept all of them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, Steve. I'm going to look around. Like I said, I haven't done any research. I don't even know what's in there. But I do know that I do have, I think it was also the Champion series that was out. Okay, I've got a number of them. And yes, when I go to pop them on the air, if there are any of you that are looking to buy older comics, okay, like I said, I will put a price I feel is functional. And that's just where the price is going to sit. If you figure you could sell it for more or what have you, I don't care what happens to it after it leaves. You know, but that's just one of these things I am going to be dealing with. But the future boils down to this: I can see a future that is completely where are we here? Oh, you know, I'm going to, when we take a look at the future, take a look at what you see. Let me ask you this: out of you guys, do any of you guys feel that there is? I know one person does, and I forget who said it. Okay, I know there's at least one of you in the room that believes that this world, this civilization can be turned around. Okay, you know, are there any others of you? I know one of you did, and I forget exactly who it was. Where are we here? Yes, and this is why I was saying when we look at the comics, every one of them, I bought them, read them once, maybe twice, closed them up, slid a cardboard backing into the sleeve, and then slipped the comic into said sleeve with a cardboard backing, and then packed them away in a box, and that's where they've sat. Absolutely, and thank you so much for the reminder there, Jenny. Absolutely appreciate that. That's the thing that kills me a lot of the time. But it is one of those things that I will absolutely include in the cost. But it'll boil down to a very simple issue. Somebody goes, I want it, I'll check the shipping to make certain it's good. No, I know there's a lot of comic collectors out there. I've just decided they're sitting on a box or in a box. What do we got here? Yeah. They're sitting in boxes. It's time to get rid of the clutter. Okay. You see the heads? I've shown them to you up close before, but the ones in the hallway behind me here. Okay. I did debate getting rid of those. What I've decided is I'm going to finish off the ones that I'm working on. But again, it boils down to really taking a look and going, okay, what does the future have? Do you, as an individual, feel that your life can be turned around, can be made into something you're content with? Yeah, Steve goes, I went the baseball card route and collected. Yeah, and still collect. Yeah. In all fairness, Steve, my problem was my life went completely sideways on me. And I pulled away from a lot of people, but I never did. And it's actually kind of funny. I turned them over to my brother. He hung on to them for I think he held on to them for about 5 years. No, closer to 10 because it was before I moved here. So somewhere over 10 years, my brother hung on to the boxes and then gave them back to me. Oh, Emmy, that one's probably. I know the cards you're talking about. I never personally collected them. Okay, and by the way, just to be clear, the fact I'm selling mine off does not mean that I don't feel collections are good. Collections are a great way to focus on things. Okay, from my standpoint, I've reached a point in my life where I'm going to be selling them. Okay, it's just that simple. But the money that comes from them is going to be buried. Okay, and I'm starting to work on that. As a matter of fact, that reminds me. Oh, that's not on that list. That's on the one under it. We go. Time to make that happen tomorrow because it's too late to do it tonight. Yeah. See, some of the collections are hard to come across. Okay. And I'm going to be taking a look at it. As a matter of fact, I definitely have to talk to my brother, come to think of it. There's one book that I do desire that my brother's got. Oh, nice, Joe. Do you still work with that tablature? I know you still play with the guitar or play the guitar. I don't know if play with it is the right way of putting it. Okay. But we're talking about things from the past. And there are things in obviously everybody has something in the past that's enjoyable. Now is the time to start gearing up so that we're right at the end of the year. And I don't know about you, but my last 2 years has been an absolute flaming shambles. Okay. I am not, just like I made the commitment to myself 2 years ago, I hit 246 pounds. And I went, I am not breaking 250. Okay. So that was just the way that was. Now I am, it's technically possible I'll break to 180 this year. I'm not going to kill myself trying it. Absolutely, Missouri man. Welcome on board, by the way. Missouri man is just going enjoy each any and every hobby you may have or find. You never know what you have until it's gone forever. Well, I will tell you, there are things that I've lost over the years. Okay, that are still fond memories. Okay, but the memories, they sometimes get a little sketchy on occasion. Mine, there are memories I've got that I'd like to get rid of or at least paint over. Oh, nice, Joe. Yeah, if we go back, where are we here? In 2006. See, back in 2006, my hair was only I think, my hair was, actually, no. In 2006, my hair was probably all the way down past my elbows. I'd have to go back and look. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly having a lot of trouble with the hair I've got. Although I am the only one in the family that doesn't seem to be losing it. Yeah, and here's the thing, Celeste. Okay, and I do agree with you. Celeste is going, I miss my fireplace and the house I had in 2016. Definitely should have been more grateful for it. Take a look at the house you've got. Take a look at the life you've got. Time to be really grateful that what you've got is there. Now, let's make it into something better. And this is the journey we're on. Okay, and when I say we, myself included. Okay, now I cannot. Oh, this little picture here. Okay, the inscription here says inspiration. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That holds true for all of you. Okay, literally the future is yours. Okay, and of course this funny little sign, if you haven't done so already, take this to heart. Okay, I am worth it. That is the backbone. Okay, because I got thinking about it, And I figure I've been really having a tough line of trying to keep things moving forward. Okay. But with that in mind, finally dawned on me I can keep talking about how bad things have been, how much trouble I've been going through, or I can go, I'm done with it. I'm now gearing up to go forward. Yeah. Missouri Man goes, you can always find the better in things if you look the correct way. See to believe, not just to notice. And here's the funny thing, much as I agree with that to a degree, swap that around. Believe to see. When your mind can conceive it and your heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. Okay. This is something that we have to, that would be really wise to take note of. Okay. And it's something that even I on occasion run into a hoop. Look, and Celeste is going, yep, despite this place now not being a house, it was what I prayed for back when I had the house. Life is strange. Yeah, there's an old, hey, Shadow, how you doing? There's an old saying that goes, be careful what you wish for. You may just get it. Okay. Shadow, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Now, where, pray tell, is that funny little link I'm looking for? Right there. This is the link to Shadow and Son's live stream. So drop in, give him a listen, give him a listen. If you like what he has to say, do give him a thumbs up and share the daylights out of the thing. It is this interaction that is going to help us change the direction this world is heading in. Okay. Now, when we look at the future, the question is, are you going to keep living your current life? Are you going to continue bombarding yourself with negative input, as in, let's listen to let's see how many depressing things we can find in the day, instead of, let's find something positive? Okay, this is why. And now, because I've had to make changes with positive perspectives, I'm redesigning the whole electronic side of it because I cannot do the physical side. It was a really rough week, to be frank there, Shadow, but it's ending off with a pretty solid bang. Actually, this is the midpoint, so that's okay. We'll see how it ends. Okay. But am I determined to make the coming hours, days, weeks, months, you get the picture, consistently better? The answer is yes. My eldest son made the comment today. He wanted me to watch my stress because, yes, the stress will kill me, but that's going to leave them with one heck of a mess. Besides that, the dying thing is old hat. Been there, done that, got the ball cap, got the t-shirt, got the bruises, but not interested in dying again. Okay. I know I'm going to sooner or later, but I figure the best thing I can do, and in all fairness, what I got from the doctor today when I went and talked to her was not the medical treatment that I require, that I may require. It was the financial alleviation that she took it upon herself and went, okay, I've got the forms here. She says, I want you to book an appointment with the one girl here. She'll help you get the paperwork done. We'll get that started so that you've got something solid to work with. Okay. So that you've got at least a little bit of money coming in so you don't have to worry about being on the street. Well, I've tried that, but they keep shipping me back here going, Shadow's going, I'm not dying, I'm divine ascending. I just tell people, God, I am Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And yes, I believe in Satan. She's a nice laugh. But, I keep telling people, look, I'm not worried about dying because God doesn't want me and Satan's afraid I'll take over. New Year's Eve, no. New Year's Eve, so I may be here I may be in the morning. Okay, I will certainly, I think. We're not dealing with certainties. Okay, but New Year's Eve, no. We start gaming, and I confirmed it with my buddy just the other day. Okay, confirmed it with him. We will start gaming around noon, and we will be gaming until after midnight. That's been going. I mean, heck, I had a stroke in 2018 on the 28th of December. I was out of the hospital. I told the doctors when I could on the 30th because I couldn't walk or talk. But on the 30th, I got out of bed and I told the doctors I was going home on New Year's Eve. And I told the nurses and they all went, no, you're going to be here for at least 6 to 8 weeks. I said, I don't think you get it. I'm going home on New Year's Eve for New Year's Eve. I was back home in time I was literally at home in time for my game to start at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Cowie, how you stop from coming back to this ride, as you call it, is 100% in your hands. Okay, 100% of the decision is yours. You don't desire to come back, don't. You're not stuck. Absolutely correct there, Missouri. Come in because Missouri is just going complete your quest, Cowie. But that only means another journey begins, and that's the kicker to it. Okay, and watch how fast this works. Now we're told change is terrible. It's frightening. It's scary. Watch this. Okay, I just said that. Now, count it. 3, 2, 1. New journey begins right now. Anybody writhing on the floor? Anybody screaming in pain because their life changed? Your call what you do with it. Okay. Now, I just want to make sure that I've got that written down because my memory's good. It's just, my memory's great. It's my recall. It's a bit of a hectic mess. Where are we here? Yep, that's the 22nd. Okay. I have not. I will be doing. This is another thing I've got to do tomorrow. I might be tonight. I don't know yet. But I'm going to lay out the rest of this month. And then we're going to see where things go. Okay. But if you guys have an idea, I've got things I know I'm going to be working with. Okay. So I'm going to start booking things and fitting them in where I can. Matter of fact, let me just run not a number, but what do we got here? Turn that over. And let us see. Because, again, we're going to do a little, I was asked the other day, what does the future hold? Well, here's what we've got. Sunday, I'm just marking down pattern here. Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, that covers the weeks. That covers the day of the week and the days of the week. Yeah, what do we got? Yeah, Missouri man goes. Also keep in mind, few worlds are as wonderful as Earth. So be mindful of what you aim for. Absolutely. Erma Bombeck, and some of you will recognize the name. Erma Bombeck was a world-renowned writer back in the 1970s and 1980s. Okay, and she wrote a series. She wrote a series of books, but the one that stands out to me is the one that went, "The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence." That was the title of the book. The subtitle, of course, that's where the sewage system is leaking. So be careful what you're aiming for. You may just get it. But remember, 3 karmic laws. Be true to yourself first. Do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. Energy out, energy in. Okay. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm no longer wearing that ring, I lost 55. I got rid of 45. I got rid of 55 pounds now. Vain. Brain box, because my brain is not working well. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much, Shadow. Oh, he goes, the correct title is "The Grass is Always Greener Over the Septic Tank." I don't know if that was a change in the title or if that was just the observation. But essentially, it amounts to the same thing. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, there, Shadow. Like I said, my memory has never been absolutely spot on. But I work with it. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. I appreciate that, Shadow. The neat part about it is it holds very true. Now, I can look at the world at the house I've got and I can go, I'm never moving. I may someday find something that is remarkably better. But for the moment, 1 floor, 3 bedrooms, no yard work, no elevators, no staircases, and I got a balcony I can walk out. If the building catches on fire, I hop over the fence of the balcony. I don't even have to worry about whether or not the hallway's on fire. This is 1,000 square feet of room, roughly, that I'm in. And I'm only paying $10.61 a month. Okay, with 3 of us in the room. Now, in the house. Now, I don't think that there's a better setup out there. Not in this area, because the average, it turns out, for a 3-bedroom apartment in this city is $3,500 a month. I'm paying $10.61. Anybody got any idea why I would bother moving? But the future is literally what we desire and what we decide to make it. And the hope, in my eyes, the direction I'm going is, okay, let's see what we can do about making this happen. Now, Sundays I am going to leave open. Okay. Mondays we are going to deal with the alien side of things. And this is what I'm just carrying on into the new year with. Tuesday we will be dealing with gaming. I'm not quite certain, but I think that's held my attention for a day or two. Wednesday. What are we dealing with Wednesday? What is today? Wednesday, anyway. Oh, we missed that, and that was the problem. We were supposed to do the Christmas Ghost a week ago, but unfortunately, having a couple of weeks I had were just incredible. Okay. On Wednesday, we're going to stick with the self-help side of things. On Thursday, I'm just not here. Friday, we deal with the paranormal. And of course, Saturday, we're also going with the self-help. Now, this said, one of the things about those 2 days, Wednesdays and Saturdays, as a rule, like as a guideline, I'm looking at making those 2 days audience request. Okay, so I know, so I can look at it and go, okay, this is when I'm booking it for. You know, in all fairness, Joe, I really encourage you to do so. Okay, but can you do us all a favor? Do not visit one of those cemeteries as a resident. Okay, I mean this would just be just a terrible loss in my eyes. They may like the fact that they've got new neighbors. I prefer it if you don't actually go there and move in, if that's okay by you. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Oh, well, gonna have to look in. Oh, I know how to deal with that. I know exactly how to deal with that. You know, the one nice thing about owning a cemetery is people are just dying to get into it. Well, you have to worry about it when they start trying to get out. And then you might have some interesting problems. There you go. Yeah. Missouri man goes, why I built my own home. Nothing out there was worth settling for. It's not perfect, but I can change it anytime I wish. And then he goes, why I'm building another one. See, if I ever drive a straight nail, it was by accident. Okay. I tried the carpentry thing when I was younger. And boy, I ended up with a lot of bruises on my fingers. And usually the nails went in kind of like this. Okay. Much as I was trying to, I did my best with it. My best was nowhere near the idea of functional. I mean, I know, especially in this case, Missouri man, I know if you built your own house, I think they call it a staircase cut that just it literally goes click, 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 click. Okay. I was trying to put one in with my dad one day. Okay, I was taking a piece of plywood and I was trying to make this cut with specific measurements. Now, I had the wall right there, obviously. We put the kind of the sawhorses behind us over here. Okay, literally, you think about it. I'm standing at the wall, right? I literally barely turned this far and measured everything out to go and cut it. Turn back, and I'd lose track of what I was doing. 45 minutes to cut that board. And it was, I think, it was 2 inches by 1 inch by 1 inch by 2 inches. Well, I measured down to the 2-inch mark. Now, 3 inch, I guess. Took me 45 minutes of going back and forth to finally get it done. Now, my dad must have the patience of Job, because I'll tell you, he stood there, never complained, never said a word of any sort of disparaging remark, right? And I finally got it done. But picture with that kind of skill, how long it would take me to actually build a house. I mean, I'd have had to been, number one, I'd have had to start when I was first able to walk. And frankly, I'd have probably been the age of Methuselah by the time I got it done. But I was going to say starting in the new year, starting right here, right now. Okay, I've already got 8 projects listed out. I'm going to have another 4 done set up before the end of the year. Okay, but And it's the same thing with a house as it is with a partner. Okay, like Joe, in your case, you don't desire to be single anymore. Do not settle. Okay, you're looking for somebody you're not looking for somebody you can live with. You're looking for somebody that you don't desire to live without. Okay, that's the thing to keep in mind. And you set your own goals, set your own parameters. If they don't match them, they're lost. Okay, and yes, I did know a couple that I used to know a couple that I kid you not, they loved kicking the living stuffing out of each other at least once a week. Okay, they were both police officers, but they replaced more walls in their house and more furniture by beating the living stuffing out of each other. And it was something they enjoyed doing. Myself, not into that sort of thing. Okay. But there is an old saying that goes hand in hand with it. It goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. This is not the way I look at the world. Not for me. And if somebody else enjoys it, hey, who am I to complain? As long as they're not trying to force it on me. Now, with this in mind, are we really? Holy mackerel. We really are. Anyway, I'm going to run away for just a moment because I desire more coffee. And, well, somebody drank it. I'd rather somebody got a hold of the coffee cup. And we are back with necessary coffee in hand. Absolutely agree with him, Missouri. The funny thing about it is that, the saying is, thinking about doing it, positive thoughts, always have positive thoughts. This is fantastic. It really is. But if you're sitting on your tail feathers, have any of you tried this? Sat on the chair and gone, I really want the dishes to be done. I really desire the dishes to be done. Gee, I hope the dishes get done. And you never get off the chair. And then amazingly, like, have any of you ever done that and got up and the dishes were actually done? Okay. Especially if you live on your own. Okay. Or I'm running low on gas. I really wish I had a full tank of gas. Ever notice thinking about that doesn't do a thing unless you go to the gas station? Okay. Now, the thing is that we have the choice. Are we going to tolerate this world being the way it is? Or are we going to take our individual worlds and start altering them? Okay. This is just something that you've got to make a personal choice for. Myself, the personal choice I'm making is I've decided this whole shebang of giving into depression, giving into the overwhelming feeling that everything's going sour, I've got to get rid of. I am absolutely stunned by the speed that things turned around as soon as the doctor, she's a doctor of medicine, but she went and she turned around and went, okay, I'm booking and I want you to book time with my staff. I'll get the paperwork for you. And you come back and book the time and they will help you set it out. Then I'll set mine and do mine and turn it in. Okay. And she said, at least that way we'll get you a stable income that you no longer have to worry about. Exactly there, Missouri. And this is the message that has to happen. Now, I will directly ask you guys for your assistance. And some of you have absolutely been doing it. Matter of fact, I suspect most of you have been. Okay. And that is, with your assistance, we can take this stream and turn it into a multi-million dollar, not dollar, multi-million subscription group. We have literally billions of people out there that are sitting or standing, listening to somebody saying, oh, the world's going to die, going to end, and we're going to starve to death. We got famine, we got war, we got all this depressing stuff. The only one you're not getting away from, you're going to die. Sooner or later, you are going to die. But we got billions of people that will listen to somebody say, you're going to suffer. Believe in God because you're going to suffer. There's something wrong here. God gave you free will. God gave you freedom of choice. Time to get off your tail feathers and make that choice. Okay, make your life what you desire it to be. No, I'm not going to turn around and start going, oh, God did this, God did that. I'm going to do this. You've got a goal in mind. Are you making headway? Now, one of the things I'm doing to get things set up, and I'm in the middle of it, let me just take a quick peek if I've got the program open. Empire 2024. Okay, right now, I have, let's shrink that down just a fraction. Right now, I have my bedroom, the hall closet, and the master bath. Wait a minute. Yeah, my bedroom, that's my bedroom, the master bath, and the laundry room already drawn out. Now, I'm no architect, okay? So I'm using an Excel spreadsheet to measure it and lay it out, okay? So I can clear, and I'm making little notes and everything of these areas have to be straightened out. This is what I mean when I say I'm aiming at wiping out all the excess clutter. These things, these shelves and what have you are being cleared, but I'm building a floor plan to do it. You desire to change your life. Time to build a floor plan. We're going to go into a whole lot more of this on Saturday. I think it's Saturday. Saturday becoming Saturday we are dealing with designing a new you. So we're going to carry that part of this conversation on Saturday, the specifics on you. Okay. It's time to get to work. I mentioned that I was going to be building a school for next year. I am. I'm not relying on the government. I'm not relying on the so-called professionals. I'm doing it anyway, but I am relying on the fact that I've got a mouth and a half and an attitude that just bites on occasion. So I'm looking at that going, this is the way my world is. Okay. But the education isn't waiting until 2024. We're starting it a couple of days ago. Okay. But the future depends entirely on what you choose to do with the present, not what you went through in the past. You're all in the same boat. You all went through whatever you went through in the past to get to right here, right now. Okay. And it is this point in time that we're going to change everything from. Can't do a thing about what you've been through in the past. You can think about, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I had paid more attention? Maybe if I'd have worked a little harder, I'd have been further ahead. Guaranteed, if you had worked harder, you'd be further ahead in life today. If I'd have paid more attention to money, I'd have been in much better shape. Okay, but so with that in mind, I will be putting that together. But if you guys have a topic that you do desire to look at absolutely drop me a line. Joe has done a phenomenal job of handing out ideas of different topics that we can work with. You are absolutely correct there, Joe. Joe says, for all I know, I could be changing the world as we speak. For a lot of people have Facebook now, and they've come across and seen my cover photo. I am worth it. And I just don't know it. And absolutely agree. That is absolutely fantastic there, Celeste. Celeste is going, I'm working on cleaning up my YouTube channel and myself, having a nice community, and self-care and better finances is definitely something on my list of things for the new year. The neat part about it is even some of the problem, like especially some of the problems I've gone through. And to be clear, why I have put the cards on the table and said, this is what I'm going through. It's because literally, my having gone through it, I'm not looking for sympathy. And, I've had a lot of support, but I haven't sensed any sympathy from anybody. Aside from, I did get some sympathy comments a couple of years back when my brother died. And for that matter, when my mom died, I wasn't actually doing a YouTube channel because I started 2 years after she died. But I am looking at it. What you say to somebody, a simple smile to a stranger sitting on the street begging for money, a simple kind word may be all they require to stop them from punching their own ticket. The nice little part about it is we can make this happen. And this is why I say this is all interconnected. Okay. The nice part about it is as we start building momentum, we are going to see this change. Okay. There is no doubt in my heart at all. The future, the path it's on right now, it's amazingly depressing if you listen to what's being posted. But I don't, the way I see it, you see the stuff that's negative out there. Every time you choose to read one thing negative, choose to read two things positive. Every time, it's kind of a flip on Al Capone. Okay, Al Capone was a massive monster back in the 20s, I believe. Some of you guys will know history better on that one than I will. But he used to have a saying, because, well, let's face it, he was a mobster. And he had a very simple saying. You put one of mine in the hospital, I'll put two of yours in the grave. Where it comes to positivity versus negativity, you read, experience, think, do something negative. Do, read, think something positive, two things positive. You do that, your whole life flips around. Okay. And this is why I am looking at a few things. I haven't decided on what yet. But once finances are starting to move in the right direction, I am going back to school. Don't know what for yet. Don't care what for yet. Well, that's not true. I am going to go back to school and improve myself in one fashion or another. Oh, I know. You get a big enough earthquake and you can have a mountain climb itself or fall on itself anyway. But, the reality is you desire to change your life. However old you are, doesn't matter how old you are. However old you are, you've taken that many years to get to where you currently are. The question is, are you going to continue down the road you're on? Or are you going to change it and find a better one? And co-create a better one. Yeah. Yeah. Missouri man goes, the mountain won't climb itself. The view alone is worth it. Absolutely agree. There's an old African proverb that goes, how do you eat an elephant? Okay. And the answer to that is one bite at a time. Correcting our own grammar, are we? That's okay, I do that as well. The funny thing about it is we're walking down a path. The fact of the matter is we're walking down a path. You have a choice. You see the hole in front of you. You can walk into that into that sinkhole, or you can walk around it. Or you see the wall in front of you. You got the choice. Are you going to walk into that wall, or are you going to walk around the thing? Now, my job here is not to fix your world. My job here is to turn the lights on so you can see your world for what it is, and you can claim responsibility for your own actions and or lack thereof. Same as I got to look in the mirror and go, okay, I've been buying into this, and in case you hadn't noticed, my last 2 weeks has been stupid depressing. But that was an ill-founded choice. Okay. Now, I don't have music running right now, but I will tell you one of the best cures for depression is find the fastest dance-paced music you can find, whatever you like. Okay, crank it as high as socially acceptable, because we don't want the cops called because of noise violations, and let it run. It will bring your spirits up. It absolutely will. There's no question there at all. Okay, well, there is a question, and the answer is it will. Well, are you sure it will? I know for an absolute fact it will. The reason being, it's not only worked for me, but literally thousands of other clients over the years. Okay, and yes, that said, my future is simple. Okay, I'm getting back on my feet, and then I'm going to head for the stars. Okay, in my case, I'm literally going to do that, but I will document a bunch of the trips before anybody gets any brilliant ideas. No, I'm not taking a camera with me. They don't work properly at the best of times. But will I bring back stories of what I'm going through? I'm literally starting to work on putting those together to literally start posting little ones of them. Just glimpses. Because I'm not doing the entire events. Reason being, there is a massive problem with that. But one of the things in the future I'm aiming at is I'm going to become far more active on the social circuit. I'm going to bring the YouTube channel up to where it should be. I've spent thousands of dollars with so-called professionals promising me the world and giving me less than a breadcrumb. Oh, oops. Now the problem there. Sorry about that, Missouri. Oh. Oh, there you go. Joe goes, oh, I've ridden my electric scooter over rocks and holes just showing off and acting stupid in the cemetery a few summers ago. We all do stupid things when we're younger. Okay. It was doing stupid things that took my leg. But you learn. Okay. that particular accident was when I figured out that when they shoot the movie of the plane coming in for a landing and they show the runway going underneath you, it was that particular accident that proved to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that those cameras are absolutely accurate on what you see. They didn't tell me that it hurt so much. Which makes me wonder just what the tires are thinking when they get run down like that. But, what does the future hold? That depends entirely on what you choose to do with it. Okay. Now, I'm going to do my level best to keep things moving in a very positive fashion. I have no doubt I'll run into hiccups. Okay. But I'm not interested in dwelling on the hiccups I've run into. Okay, I can do that on my own time. You guys don't need to see it. And much as I realize I got a lot of support from you guys going, we're here for you. I really do appreciate it. But that said, I'm still going to apologize and say sorry to have put you through that. But on the plus side, at least I'm straightforward about it. Okay. Will I continue being straightforward about the way I look at the world? Absolutely. Will it agree with everybody? Not a prayer. And of course, here's the two questions I'm not. Joe says, I don't go back there anymore with cops. No doubt. Yeah. Joe, you're starting to sound like a teenager. And do take that as a compliment, by the way. But the way I figure it, the future is what we decide to make it. But you concentrate on your own home. You start with your own home. I'm starting with this roof and with this room. Okay. Now you can't see it, but you can see a little of it, but I got nothing attached to the roof except for the light. And that's the way that's going to stay. Yeah, no doubt, Missouri. Missouri goes, it's cheaper to learn when you're young and you heal faster. Absolutely you do. I'm about to turn the whole 9 yards around on my healing. And I will tell you this. Okay. I am looking at changing my diet because I desire to heal. Like I said, I'm 60. Okay. I'm aiming to make at least 137 years. I'm still looking at living for another 60 years. I am a firm believer I should be able to do that. So we're going to see if that works. But you're going to have to live a while to see that happen. Okay. The best of you, the youngest of you, given that answer, are going to be in your 70s when I get around to kicking off, if I get my way. And I'm going to do everything I can to do so. Where are we here? Jenny's going, Keith, did you ever sign up for Cash App? Not a snowball's prayer. Okay, I haven't looked at it. I'm not sure actually. What I don't know to start with before I go back there, I don't know what Cash App is. Okay, is Cash App something along the lines of PayPal? Oh, I'll take that as a no, or I'll take that as a yes. The answer is I didn't even know it existed. Okay, how's that for a direct answer? I will have to, let me just get that on my list of things that I'm working on, not that one. What, pray tell, happened to my list? Oh, I flipped it over. Okay. Now, of course, the important factor there, where are we? The important factor there, Jenny, is Cash App something that is on the phone or on the computer? And to be frank, if you would be kind enough, if you can find the link and ship it to me, that would be great. Okay. Now, the email, again, this is the email address to get direct contact with me. It's also the one that I use for PayPal, by the way. Because PayPal is the only method I've got for copy. This here is my email, the one that I'm in virtually all the time. If you'd be kind enough, if you can drop me the link, that would be really handy. Yeah, I really appreciate it, and I will look into the thing. I keep getting messages from people. Oh, did you get in touch with this group? You've got X number of dollars sitting on it. Okay. Yeah, if you can drop me a link there, Jenny, that would be really appreciated, because my finding even a local menu is a royal pain most of the time. Yeah, as long as they work on PC, because I'm still having fun with my phone, and if it dies, I just replaced my phone. Okay. Brand new iPhone. Okay. Not state of the art. It's still an older version. That's the IXR. Okay. But it is new. And I am starting to learn how to use a little more with it. I'd have to go with no. Jenny's just asking, do you have Google Play? I'm going to have to go with no. I've never even heard of it. Of course, in my defense, number one, I haven't heard of a lot of things, but I was relying on people on companies that claimed they were going to help me with this sort of thing, and all they did was take my money. So I'm in the process of teaching myself how to market, how to do this sort of thing. Okay. And these are some of the things that I'm working on to implement as soon as I can. But I'm also doing this while striving to make sure my stress level doesn't go too high. Heart attacks I can deal with. Another stroke, not happening. Okay. That's just the reality of that. Now, where are we here? That's where we are. Yes, obviously I keep leaning forward. Obviously, I'm going to have to get my eyes checked. But understand, the last time I got my eyes checked would have been March of 2019. So it might be time to go and get them looked at. I at one point had set up buy me a coffee on the computer, and then fried the whole 9 yards. That was fun. But the future is what we choose to make it. If you continue listening to all the news out there that says we're all going to die, you're going to suffer, we're going to go through famine, there's an oil shortage, there's a gravity shortage, there's a food shortage. I'm telling you, the problem is there's no shortage of greed. Okay, that's where the big problem is. Now, do not get me wrong. I intend on changing everything in my world so that, well, not everything, but I intend on shifting the energy around my world so that I only have the things I'm happy with in it. Okay, there are things that I'm not going to be happy with that I'm kind of stuck with. Okay, but I don't have to dwell on them. Neither do you. And what we're going to work on here is, instead of just going, this is the way to do it, I'm going to do my level best to get you guys coming back with, I went and did this, and this is the success I had. It's time to start sharing these success stories. And yes, in time, I've already talked to some people. In time, I will eventually figure out how to put somebody else after I get the new system. I will set it up so I can actually bring guests on. But for the moment, that's not happening. This system is just staying the way it is. And it's going to have to wait until things move around. But with that in mind, okay, it is time for us to really take a look at things and decide what you desire your future to look like. That ultimately is what it boils down to. And like I said, if, or more to the point, when you decide you're ready to make changes, absolutely, if you've got questions, drop me a line. Put your comments in the comment section below. Get that out of the way so I can actually read the thing. So right now is Wednesday. Okay. Oh, yeah, today, there we go. On Friday, I won't be back tomorrow. On Friday, we're going to look at the functionality of creation. We're going to go through and show you exactly how to make that work. In simple terms, obviously. On the 16th, and now that we've got the functionality of creation down, we're going to literally talk about and implement creating, designing the new you. Needless to say, this means the school starts now. But it's an interactive school, meaning your input, like it has been, is critical. Okay. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. It's just that's the way it's going to work. Okay. Now, I haven't got the rest of the week. Well, the 17th on Sunday will be open topic. Okay. But the 22nd, next Friday, I will fill all this in, but next Friday, we will be dealing with the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. And we're going to open those doors. What do we got? Joe goes, one more show topic before we end. The meaning of the mistletoe. Now, I will have to do a little bit of research on that, which is not my strong suit. But I do agree with you. But that one we're not going to wait too terribly long with. Let us see. Because the guy squeezing in here may not fall into the normal category, or what's going to be the normal category. Because I don't want to wait too terribly long. Because personally, I like the idea of it. But let us see here. We are on the 13th. Why do we do that? Okay. Why do we do that? We're going to add that. We'll have a dual. We'll pop that one. The meaning of the mistletoe. We will, because it obviously isn't going to take 2 hours to go through it. But we will cover that. Let me just write it down here. This Saturday, when we are working on designing the new you. Okay, we're going to cover that. We'll pop that in there on the meaning of the mistletoe on Saturday. Oh, that's not a problem there, Joe. No requirement for an apology by any stretch, although it is accepted. Okay, but we will pop that in on Saturday because obviously we'd like to get it tied off. We want to cover that before we get to Christmas. Okay, so yeah, we will deal with that on Saturday as well. Okay, because it's a topic that does require examination. Okay, now I am not going to go into the issue of going, oh, it has to be done this way. What we're going to look at is not only what it actually represents, and there's a couple of people I can talk to about that, a couple of things I can look into, but much more importantly is going to be what you see as the meaning, what you think about when you see the mistletoe. What thoughts come to mind for you? Okay, this is one of those neat little things that it really depends on. It's part of the atmosphere of Christmas. It is one of these things that is absolutely necessary. Now, to be clear, in the middle of that mess that I was going through the last couple of weeks, 2 days ago, I sat down and watched Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2 back to back. Unfortunately, I couldn't find Christmas Chronicles 3 on Netflix. Okay, so I'm still looking for that one. But with that in mind, guys, if you did like the stream, do give us a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel and share the daylights out of the thing. That would be really appreciated. I will be back again, but I won't be back tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday. That said, until then, do take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.